I want you to think about the last time you introduced yourself to someone. Maybe it was at a dinner party or a networking event or even just meeting a friend of a friend. And someone asked the classic question, so tell me about yourself. Whatever you said next, whatever came out of your mouth, started with 2 words. And those 2 words, well, they're running your entire life. Now, before you think I'm about to get all woo-woo on you, I want you to stay with me here, because what I'm about to share with you isn't just mindset fluff. There's actual science behind this, and not the kind that your yoga teacher posts on Instagram. I'm talking about physics. The 2 words, I am. And by the end of this episode, you're going to hear those 2 words very, very differently. Here's what most women don't realize. You have been programming yourself since childhood with I am statement. And most of them aren't even yours. Think about it. I am shy. I'm not a math person. I'm bad with money. I'm the responsible one. I'm not that creative. I'm too much. I'm not enough. These statements, they can feel like facts. They feel as real as your eye color, but they're not facts. They're simply code. They're the operating system of your self-image in every result you're currently living. Your bank account, your body, your relationships, your wardrobe, even your energy on a Tuesday afternoon, well, it is a printout of that code. This is what I teach inside the School of Self-Image. Your self-image is the blueprint. Everything else is just following the blueprint. So when a woman tells me things like, Tonya, I've tried everything. I've tried the diets, the planner, the courses. I always ask the same question. What are you telling yourself about who you are? Because you cannot outperform your identity. You will always circle back to who you believe yourself to be. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. I told you this isn't just mindset talk, and I meant it. Let's actually look at what's happening when you say I am. In quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. And in the simplest terms, it means this. The act of observing something changes it. Scientists discovered that when they observe particles at the quantum level, those particles behave differently than when they're not being observed. A particle exists in multiple possible states at once. It's called superposition until someone observes it. And the moment it's observed, it collapses into one definitive state. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Your life right now is full of possibilities. Multiple potential versions of you exist in this moment. The you who builds that business, the you who walks into a room and commands it, the you who is vibrant and magnetic and fully alive, those are all available right now. But which version of you becomes real? The one you observe into being, the one you focus on, the one you declare with the 2 words, I am. So when you say, for example, I am confident, you're not lying to yourself. What you're doing is you are collapsing possibility into reality. You're choosing which version of you that you're going to observe and who shows up. It's energy, not just words. Here's the other piece. Quantum physics tells us that at the most fundamental level, everything is energy. You, me, this microphone, your morning coffee, it's all vibrating energy. And your thoughts, well, they're energy too. So when you spend 20 years repeating, I am not good with money, for example, that's not just a sentence. That is a frequency. That is an energetic signal that you are broadcasting, and you are living in the reality that matches that signal. Now, I'm not saying you whisper, I am rich, and your Amex bill disappears. Not at all. That's not how this works. And if someone is telling you that, you need to run. What I'm saying is this. When you shift your identity, when you genuinely begin to see yourself as someone who is capable with money, who makes smart decisions, who is worthy of abundance, your behavior changes. Your decisions change, your tolerance for what you accept changes, and your results, well, they follow. It's not magic, it's alignment. Your outer world reorganizes to match your inner declaration of yourself. One more thing from the quantum world, and I think this is the most beautiful part. The old way of thinking was that we're separate from the world around us, that life happens to us and we just respond. But quantum physics suggests something very different. The observer and the observed are connected. You are not watching your life from the audience. You are on the stage. You are part of the experiment, which means you cannot change your results without changing your observation of yourself. The two, they're linked. They always have been. And this is why diets fail. It's why budgets don't work or productivity systems never seem to pan out, because you're trying to change the printout without changing the code. The code is I am. And here's where most women get stuck, because when I talk about I am statements, you might think, well, Tonya, I'm just being honest. I look around at my life and this is what's true. And I get it. But here's what I need you to understand. Everything you see around you right now is a reflection of who you used to be. Your current bank account, that's from past thinking. Your current body, that is also past thinking. Your current relationships, your closet, your daily routine, all of it was created from a former version of you. And yet, what do we often do? We look around at all of that, at the evidence of our past, and we say, see, this is just who I am. Can you see the trap? You're using old results to confirm an old identity. You are letting the past write your future. It's like driving a car by only looking in the rearview mirror and wondering why I keep ending up in the same places. The woman who becomes unrecognizable, she does something radically different. She chooses her I am statements from her future, not from what's currently in her closet, not from last month's bank statement, not from the version of herself that showed up yesterday. She decides who she's becoming and she starts speaking and showing up from that place. Now, that's not delusion, that's decision. And there is a world of difference between the two. So here's what I want you to do. And it's actually deceptively simple, which is, by the way, how you know it's powerful. The most transformative things are usually the most simple. So here's what I want you to do. For the next 7 days, I want you to become a detective of your own identity. I want you to get a little notebook. And every time you catch yourself saying, I am, write it down. Catch yourself when you think, I am tired. I am terrible at this. I am always late. I'm not the kind of person who. Write it all down and don't judge it. Don't try to change it yet. Just observe. Because remember what I just shared with you, observation changes everything. The moment you start watching your I am statements, the moment you shine a light on them, they start to lose their invisible power over you. Most women walk around for decades letting these old identity statements just run on autopilot, like a playlist they forgot they put on shuffle. And they wonder why they keep hearing the same songs, why they keep having the same experience. So this week, I just want you to see the playlist. That's all. See it clearly and notice how you continuously create evidence for these I am statements. And I promise you, once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. And that's where transformation begins. Now, here's the thing. Noticing is powerful, but it's step one. The real transformation, the kind that makes you unrecognizable to the woman you used to be, well, it happens when you learn how to rewrite those I am statements. When you don't just see the old code, but you write an entirely new code and install it so deeply that it becomes automatic. And that's what we do inside the School of Self-Image membership. We don't just talk about this stuff, we do the deep work with live coaching, with community, with tools, and with a method that rewires your self-image across your mindset, your style, and your environment. Because identity isn't built with one affirmation in the mirror. It's built in the daily decisions that you make, how you dress, how you design your space, how you show up in every room, how you talk to yourself at midnight when no one is listening. So if today's episode sparks something in you, imagine what happens when you have the full ecosystem, when you have me coaching you through the rewrites, when you surround yourself with global community of women who are all becoming unrecognizable together. So come and join us. The link is in the show notes down below, or you can go to schoolofselfimage.com/join. And in the meantime, I'm serious, go get that notebook and just start watching your I am statements and notice the impact that they are having on your life. Again, notice how you're always proving them true. And then I want you to ask yourself, if my life is a mirror of what I believe to be true about myself, what do I want to start believing? What new I am statements am I excited to step into? All right, my friends, I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, the most powerful thing you will ever say starts with I am. So make it count. Cheers.